Historic royal palaces are embarking on a major conservation project in the form of the Great Pagoda at Kew. We're taking it back to its 1762 original design, and we're reinstating 80 dragons onto this iconic building. We then have to look at how do we create those dragons from the evidence that we have so far. And we have a very small painting, and then we've had to look at that in great detail because that's the one piece of evidence that we were looking at that was supposedly taken as from an eyewitness reference point. Which is quite an important piece of information and shows that the dragons did indeed exist, and it wasn't just a design intent that never came to fruition.
Should we retain the building as it is with its pillar box red late Victorian colour, which is how people understand it now and have recognised it throughout sort of the last couple of generations, or should we be wholly speculative and put it back kit and caboodle? We've been designing the dragons. There's been an aspiration since the 1830s to put the dragons back on the pagoda. We had a very interesting exercise where, thinking about the scale of the dragons, we had two-dimensional flats cut out and we literally stuck them on the end of poles and put them out of the windows on the hips of the roof.
I was asked to create the model for the dragon as the basis for these 80 carvings that are going to be made.
This is a sequence of drawings just to really hone in on what form the dragon should take. So I started off looking very carefully at the chambers, the original chambers drawings, and working with that silhouette, and then introducing a whole load of different variables such as forelegs, back wings, scales. The
key thing about the design is working with the relationship of the carving to the building always in mind. You have to think, what are the angles that this is going to be seen from? How will it be seen from the ground? Where can it be seen from? It's not like you're designing a piece of sculpture in isolation. And so, in this case, we've got a sort of model, a mock-up of a scale mock-up of the actual roof surface. But at the same time, you have to be able to support the model. It's quite a long, thin model. And the clay needs a lot of support. That support also needs to be changeable, so you can change the design as you're modelling.
The neck anyway needs, whatever we're doing, does need a slight forward extension. So it's not a lot, but it just needs to come forward a bit. It's the articulation just slightly coming forward.
At this point we've got to an agreed design, and it's going to go to the next stage, which is working it up into a full-size carving. This is about half life size currently. It was always the intention that these dragons should be on the building. They were only there actually for about 20-25 years after the building was built, so it's returning the building to its original form. I think that's quite exciting.